Hi everyone. Today I have returned with a review of a very famous series, instantly famous series, and very popular Three Body Problem that's streaming on Netflix. So it stars Hovind Adepo, Liam Cunningham, Elza Gonzalez, Jess Hong, and many others. A huge cast, and the story is about it's a sci-fi story about that starts with the Chinese Revolution and how a young girl sees her father killed in the revolution and how she is also a physicist like her father, or bright, I should say, like her father. And then we go into this modern world in England where a bunch of young scientists start to see problems with their physics, electromagnetic, I think, forces, if I'm right. I could be wrong about that. Don't quote me on that one. But they start to see problems with the way the world is supposed to work in terms of physics, and they're all baffled by it, and scientists are dying all over the world. And then we find connections between, as the series moves forward, between that girl from the from the Chinese Revolution in the modern world. Now, the show is doing really well. Don't get me wrong, people are loving the show, and they're enjoying it. I personally, and I love sci-fi shows, which is for me on a very personal level. I did not enjoy the show. I just didn't. I thought the concept was so wonderful, but it was so horribly executed just from my perspective, because the way they were showing um, well, first of all, you start with this dark history, which is fine, and then you bring these characters from this modern world in England, and all these scientists who, by the way, none of them look like scientists. By the way, they all look like lingerie models, practically, most of them anyway, or it it feels so untrue to those characters who they're supposed to be, and that's where my huge disconnect with the show is. The concept is so well done, and the concept and it's produced by, or the show is run by, Game of Thrones producers as well as True Blood. They're a part of the series and they're the showrunners basically, and it was so disappointing to see the way the story plays out and how it just makes no sense in terms of how they could have really executed it so well. We're talking about aliens here, we're talking about physics problems here, we're talking about blinking sky that aliens can do. And on the flip side, you're getting into the lives of these actors or characters who who look like they who look like these idiots, to be honest with you, who are just like, oh, I want to smoke, I want to toke all the time, and not really looking like the scientists. And I think that's where my huge disconnect and uh, annoyance with the show is. It does not look real. It does not feel real. The stakes, even though the stakes get higher as we go, the way they're executed, the scenes, for example, the video game scenes, the way they're executed, the first one is really good. Even the second one is pretty good, and then after that, you start to feel like you're pushing it in my face, and it's not really helping me connect the characters. We find out what happens, why we are seeing these video games and how they're coming, but the whole concept of, you know, like, per se, MAGA movement, for example, the right wing, for example, who are idiots sometimes. Not all of them, of course, but some of them who are taking this misinformation, disinformation, and spreading to the world and just believing in that fully. I'm comparing it to that because that's how it felt like with the people who are bowing out to these aliens and calling them the Lord and all that. It feels so immature and so irritating. Not everything has to be part of not everything has to mirror what we're seeing in real life. And it kind of took away from the series. It just takes you away from the series, and their acting is just horrendous half the time. Except for some of the senior actors, the younger actors, all of them, I didn't like any of them except for maybe Alex Sharp, where I connected with him once in a while in some of those scenes. But I was bored, honestly. I could not watch the show. It was just annoying and irritating the way it was executed, and that doesn't surprise me. I'm one of those very few people who does not like Game of Thrones and thinks it's very overrated. I was bored of that show. But I thought that they were able to present a world which was not the same as ours, but some of the characters and the stories that were shown in Game of Thrones, they were done really well, and I thought they could use that same experience here in Three Body Problem and show that to us, showcase to us in a different way, and it just doesn't. It just doesn't fly. It just doesn't work for me. It's just sad because I love sci-fi shows, and it was one of those shows where I was just not happy with it. The way the characters are developed, the way the actors are acting like these scientists, young scientists. The most annoyance was those scientists who were acting like these weird, stupid people who should be these smart people and um, who should have this inkling towards how to act in certain situations and how to react in certain situations. It was just not there. The research was not there. The acting just did not lead up. And then the way the screenplay is written, it bored me personally. Okay, it's a very personal opinion. It bored me. I would love to know what your thoughts are. I was not happy with season one. It does threaten season two, and I'm pretty sure how popular the series is. Season two will come out. It'll be interesting to see. I will watch it because I want to see what happens next, but not because of any of these characters, but just because I want to know more about the aliens and what happens in season two, what they bring to the table, because I think that'll be more interesting. But honestly, to me, watch it just to see what it's like, what the interesting problem is, and how they deal with it. But honestly, at the end of the day, it's a very okay show for me. It's a very average show. It's overhyped, according to me, honestly. What are your thoughts? Did you enjoy the show? Did you love it like other people are? Please like, share, subscribe my channel, and thank you so much for watching.